Oh, you know what? I had this theory I want to run by you guys. Danny Lowe especially. I got this really wacky theory right now, okay? I think it's a conspiracy theory, but I believe in it. So I think because I actually believe it, it's not actually a. I think it's not actually a conspiracy theory because I believe it, okay? Check this out. Do you guys remember when Sekiro came out? Sekiro. I wonder if you guys remember. I don't think, Danny Lower, you were here when I played it. But when Sekiro came out, it was, yeah, you guys, Monica definitely remembers. Sekiro was really cool. I liked playing Sekiro, except halfway through, I was pretty sick of playing it. It was a really, really long game. It goes on forever. Yeah, you're supposed to say Sekiro, but Vin Diesel went on to Sekiro. No, it is. You gotta understand. Vin Diesel went on to like that game award show or whatever, and he said that he plays Sekiro. And then the girl that he is with said that they also play Tekken. He meant to say Sekiro and Tekken, but she said Tekken, and he said Sekiro. He's like, these are our people. We're gamers too. We play Sekiro and Tekken. Anyways, I call it Sekiro now because that shit's fucking hilarious. And it's Game of the Year. So, Sekiro got Game of the Year, right? However, Sekiro is despised by journalists. They hate Sekiro. When Sekiro was at its peak, game journalists had to play and review that game, right? They were not happy. They were not happy because that game is hard. It's a Souls type of game. You know, really high damage. You got a pattern recognition. It takes a lot of work and effort to get good. You have to get good is the problem. You can't cheese it. So journalists hate it because there's no easy mode. Literally articles that they were writing saying this game needs to respect its player base and add easy mode. They never did. Sekiro doesn't have easy mode. But the whole point of that kind of a game is that it's hard. So adding easy mode, there's no point to it. There's absolutely no point except to allow a journalist guy to have journalist mode. That's it. They just want journalist mode so they can beat the game in 4 hours and then review all that. Yeah, you remember all that. Now, hold up. Danny Lowe, you might want to plug your ears for this. It's a little bit of spoilers on The Last of Us 2. I was watching Eris play and beat The Last of Us 2. In The Last of Us 2, not story-wise, but mechanic-wise. So I'm not spoiling with mechanics, I'm spoiling with story, I'm spoiling with mechanics. They have the ability to not only lower the difficulty to easy, they have a secret menu. It's not even secret. It's in the options menu. I think it was called accessibility options. Accessibility options normally are things like if you're not able to see colors correctly with your eyeballs, you can have the game use different colors so that you can see them better. Because some people are kind of colorblind, right? That is what an accessibility option would generally be. But The Last of Us 2 did a hell of a lot more than that. They had options in there. There are options in The Last of Us 2 that can make you invincible. In a way, there is literally options such as when you lay down on the floor, you cannot be seen by an enemy. That is an accessibility option you could turn on. So in the middle of a fight, you could be looking straight at a guy whose gun is right up in your face, and you can lay down on the ground, and he won't know where you went. The guy will literally sit there, look around, and start wandering around because he can't see you. You are now invisible. On the ground, laying prone, you are invisible. No one can see you. There is an enemy type that can still see you, but only if you engaged it and then laid on the ground. This is a accessibility option. This is not a cheat code, which sounds like it would be a cheat code. It sounds like you're cheating, but you're not. It's an option that you could just turn on. There's a lot of things to hate, the sex scene too, but this accessibility feature extends to all sorts of different aspects of the game. For instance, you can make it so that your character never runs out of breath. He or she, whatever, can swim forever in water and never run out of breath. You can turn that on as an accessibility. There is aim assist, so that it will literally lock your gun onto a person so that you don't have to aim. There is puzzle skip, where if you need to figure out how to get past this puzzle, like maybe you gotta throw down the rope and then climb down the rope, but you don't know where the rope is, you could skip it. Puzzle skip. The game has so many of these options that you are essentially not even playing the game. You are essentially skipping all the way through these game moments. Sometimes you can't, because there's some enemies like the weird zombie things, right? The zombie things will see you even if you lay down fully prone. So you have to outrun those guys, which normally would be a problem because you've got a partner, and your partner could get grabbed by one of those zombies, and then you gotta go save them. There's an option to disable that as well. So your partner is just as invincible as you are. The partner will have infinite ammo. The partner can't be damaged. He can't be lost. So you can just charge through and past all these enemies onto the next stage. And your partner will instantly spawn next to you. My theory right now is that The Last of Us 2 is getting nothing but high 10 out of 10 praise because it gave journalists what Sekiro would not give them. They literally can skip the entire game. Not literally, but they can very close to literally skip huge chunks of the game. They don't have to play it. They can experience it. And yet, it's weird because you would think that they could just skip it. Because of all these accessibility options, you're essentially not playing the game. There's nothing to play. You're just skipping over everything. But these options are there for journalists to turn on. And they don't have to shoot anything. They don't have to do any puzzles. They could basically speedrun the whole damn game. All the way to the end. So that as journalists, they can say they beat it and then report on the game. So now not only are they in the pocket of whoever's paying them, probably Sony in this case, they have exactly the kind of thing that helps them do their job quickly. That's for you, Danny Loa. So that's my theory. Welcome back, Danny. So that's my theory. That's because this isn't so much spoiler anymore. Having those features, the ability to basically skip past most of the game and just get the cutscenes. Yeah, skipping the gameplay. It really is. The gameplay moments, there's not a whole lot. And they're very simple. They're exactly like the first one. So having these settings enabled, I think what they're doing is they're trying to say, hey, if you have a hard time playing games for any reason, disability, whatever, here's a bunch of options that will let you play it, and they're not cheat codes. That's the thing that really bothers me, is that it presents it as like, this is how we want you to play it. But it's clearly not, because these are not enabled in the normal difficulty. So journalists really latched on to that and were like, hey, they made journalist mode just for us. We could skip all of the game. We can just beat it and then say we beat it and report on it 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Not like that Sekiro game. Flush that trash. That shit didn't even have an easy mode. That is my conspiracy theory. I think they are right now praising The Last of Us 2 because of just that. I think it's just that. Everybody else is shitting on it. Nobody likes it. The only people that are really praising it are journalists. Is the game review industry. They're the only ones praising it. I think that is a major contributing factor. Not just the fact that they have to play nice with Sony. If you trash talk Sony's baby right now, you ain't getting any more work with Sony. That's just the bottom line. But in addition to that, they are trying to push this aspect of, hey, don't make games hard, make them easy, so that my job is easier. That is what they are trying to do. I think that's what they're trying to do. They shat all over Sekiro, which I'm not even a wild fan of, but it was fun. And they are praising The Last of Us 2. Nobody is praising it. No, look at the user reviews. It's absolutely miserable. Even the people that should like it don't like it. Other than the fucking guy that fixed my fire.